That's right, an earthquake hit Shelbyville, Kentucky just before 11 o'clock last night.
A very rare occurrence here in Kentucky, and no reports of damage, though. But one man says it shook him out of his bed. GMK's Julia Rose standing by for us this morning at the digital desk as we take a look at the stream of responses we're seeing on social media by the folks who felt it. Julia.
Yeah, Derek, this small earthquake came in at about 10:52 last night, registering at a 2.6 on the Richter scale. Shelby County dispatchers telling us they had a ton of people calling in and were very confused, wondering what happened, because this certainly, as you mentioned, is not common in this area. Now let's take a look here at an intensity map from the United States Geological Survey. The star there is Shelbyville, where the quake hit and was felt most intensely, but you can see it reached all the way out to places like Valley Station and Pleasure Ridge Park at a less intense level, weak level, as the U.S. Geological Survey is calling it. Now, we've also got a graph for you listing the number of people who reported feeling the quake last night. 8 people in Shelbyville, who were 9 miles from the epicenter, felt the earthquake, and then a few people in Simpsonville, Smithfield, Crestwood, a whole list of cities there, and people all the way out, even in Sellersburg and New Albany, reported feeling the quake. Now, we also reached out to some viewers on social media for some first-hand accounts of the earthquake, and here's some of the responses we got through Facebook. Donna out in Shelbyville says, "I felt the bed move for maybe 10 seconds. Amy from southern Indiana says she felt something and she asked, can that even happen? And then Melissa in Campbellsburg says her doors and windows rattled during the quake. So you can see a lot of confusion there, people wondering what happened and if this could even happen in the area, but it can. In fact, we learned that last night. And of course, some people all over did feel the tremor, but there were no reports of any damage throughout the area. So that's the good news. Reporting from the digital desk, Julia Rose, WHAS 11 News.
Here's an interesting report on Open Minds UFO news back on October 6, 2015. Quote, California witness reports jet chasing UFO. A California witness at Winchester reported watching a jet apparently chasing a cylinder-shaped UFO on October 1, 2015. According to testimony in case 71102 from the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, witness reporting database, the witness was at home in her kitchen and felt loud booms. I asked my husband if he heard them. The witness stated, the television was on. He said he didn't. I went outside and to the east, over the San Jacinto Mountains. The sky had very high cloud formations that drifted toward the south and thinned out. The rest of the sky was very blue, the bluest I've seen in a long time. The clouds were all swirling around. The eastern thicker ones looked like waves, and as they drifted south swirled around each other. It was really very beautiful. I could still hear and feel the booming sound. The witness continued watching the sky. I noticed a dark object chasing or following, a very bright object. I squinted my eyes and then could see that the dark one was a plane or jet. I could see the wings, tail, etc. against the white clouds. The other object I could see no detail of its shape, no wings or tail. It was sort of cylindrical, like the fuselage of the jet, but only about half as big. It was very bright though, and showed up clearly against the clouds. The jet was just about alongside of this object. The witness ran into the house and grabbed a pair of binoculars when I returned and found the jet and object again. The object seemed to be chasing the jet. It was right on its tail. The jet seemed to be trying to shake it, not major turns. Just kind of weaving left and right. The witness then went back inside to get stronger binoculars. When I returned, I couldn't find them again, but I stayed out there and kept looking at the clouds. After a few minutes, I saw the jet again. They had been heading south coming from the east, but now the jet was going back the way it had come. It was moving in a giant arc, kind of circling, and I lost sight as it went behind the huge trees next door. The witness then watched a second jet. A few minutes later, I saw another jet coming from the south, going almost in the same flight path as the first jet. The rest of the day, there were helicopters going back and forth. I continued to watch the clouds off and on for a couple hours, hoping to see that thing in them somewhere. I did see a very long straight chemtrail going into the clouds from the east and disappearing in the south. The swirling nature of the clouds was something I don't think I've ever seen. swirling around each other, going straight up until they just disappeared. I could see how something could hide or disappear in them easily. The witness continued to hear the boom sounds. The booms went on all day until you could feel them more than hear them. Then that went down to just seeing water vibrate in the water cooler a couple times an hour. It was a very strange, cool day. I should have reported this that day, but I thought maybe that object was some kind of other plane. Then today I saw another report on the sighting from Moreno Valley, which is about 6 to 7 miles north of here. That person, on the same day as me, saw a bright, silvery object heading south and then saw 2 jets take off from March Air Force Base heading in same direction. I very much like to know just what was going on, end quote. So was this just military maneuvers, or was there a UFO toying with the military? The report is not clear on whether the jets were causing the booms or the UFO. Or could the military be responding to the booms and were dispatched to find out what was causing it? And could the UFO intentionally be causing the booms to get the military's attention to see how they react? It sounds like the jet and object were circling around. In this case, I would say it's more likely the jets were causing the booms if they were trying to get away from something or practicing dog fighting. But as someone who's been in the military, I cannot see how fighter jets can cause vibrations from miles away and repeatedly cause sonic booms. It actually takes a lot of effort and the right condition to cause a sonic boom, let alone vibrate the ground for miles. Let us know what you think and if you heard any unusual booms.